Nick here with Great Plains Traditional Bow Company. Today we're going to be shooting FR4 with calibers ranging from 22 up to 416 Remington Magnum. Why are we doing this? Well, a lot of people use linen phenolic, a lot of people use FR4. We want to show off how strong FR4 actually is. FR4 is a lot denser. It's made of fiberglass cloth instead of linen. And so this linen phenolic, you can kind of see the difference in it. It's a tighter weave and it's a lot denser. This is 416 Remington Magnum. That's 303 British next to it, next to a 300 Winchester Magnum.
You can also see on this linen phenolic over time, if you put your bow in the sunlight, it grays out. The FR4 stays jet black. This stuff hasn't even been in the sunlight, and you can see the difference in it already. It's just been sitting in a storage barn and it's kind of aged. We do not like that in our bows. This is a factory edge of this linen phenolic, and it needs to look like that on the bow, and this will look like that for the lifetime of the bow. This will kind of gray out over time, so that's another reason we switched to the FR4. We no longer use any linen phenolic in our bows.
We're going to start with the 22. We've got these two pieces that are relatively similar in size. These are cut in the same grain direction as well. So this is a relatively fair test between the two of them. Let's get to shooting. First, linen phenolic.
There you go.
And FR4.
There you go. That chipped off that front layer on that phenolic, but look at that FR4. Didn't chip it at all. It's just a mark on there with the 22.
My front sight is bent. Now we're gonna try 9mm. Left or right?
Left. Right. Left. Left. Right. Left. 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 Or right. Left.
This is sad.
There you go. There you go. Look at the 9. It still just made a mark. It didn't even chip it. And then the FR4, actually you hit it twice on the FR4 because you hit up here.
Or no, that's the phenolic.
Or, yeah, sorry, that's the phenolic. The FR4, it just left a mark. The phenolic, you hit it, right, there's lead in there, but you hit it up here too, but it totally shattered that. Still just a mark on the FR4. So, good stuff.
45 ACP.
Chipped it. There you hit it. Oh, good shot. Dude, it still just left a mark in that FR4. It did crack it, but it's just a mark. Of course, this guy hit on a little bit of an angle. There's some lead in there, but you could see the damage it did to that one. Pretty significant.
We've got two pieces, grain oriented the same way. Now 7.62 by 25 Tokarev is an 85 grain bullet moving about 1700 feet a second.
The FR4 is on the right this time.
Yep.
Direct center hit there, but you could see it kind of chipped that out a little bit on the FR4. The phenolic, it just blew that thing apart. There's a little miss, didn't do anything there.
7.62 by 39 out of an AK. We're moving into rifles here.
Oh! So let me go set that up.
All right. Phenolic.
That was awesome!
And FR4 again, just for good measure.
Here's a piece of it. It literally disintegrated the phenolic. And the FR4, it did some damage, but it's still together. The first time he hit it there, and it didn't do as much damage here. Second time he hit it here. It's interesting how that puffed back towards us on the entrance, but it didn't even make it all the way through. It didn't even make it halfway through. But the phenolic, of course, is disintegrated.
Also, forgot to mention on the last test, but those were steel core Chinese rounds, so those are actually made for light armor penetration. We're shooting 55 grain on this round.
Let me set that back up, because you hit it clear at the bottom. You kind of missed that too.
I did?
No, you actually hit that pretty good. Okay, just shoot that again, because you hit that FR4 pretty good.
All right.
There you go. So on the FR4, once again, we didn't even make it halfway through. Only made it about a third of the way through. This hit it kind of on the side, it looks like, but it went all the way through. You can see all those stress fractures in there. I've had bows break with the solid cap of this linen phenolic on them, like a real aggressive limb profile. And you can see why. That stuff, once it starts going, it's just game over.
Now we're going to use M855 penetrator rounds.
You're hitting low. There you go. Got pieces all over the place. Total disintegration. The FR4, I think we missed. Oh, right there.
Shoot it again.
Yeah. There you hit it. It didn't even make it all the way through. That bullet's, it's not even that far. So it's somewhere in here, but it did split the grain, which is common, but it didn't even make it, I don't think, even halfway through. I could see the bullet actually right there, so it's in there about like that.
A Enfield, chambered in 303 British.
The British are coming.
That's about as close as I want to be.
Woo! Oh, I love that. Complete disintegration of the phenolic. I even put a thicker area up for the phenolic, and most of it's gone. That's the biggest piece we got. There was pieces 20 foot up in the air. FR4 didn't even make it halfway through. Stopped it like right there. That's not even halfway through. Incredibly strong material.
300 Win Mag. These are 180 grain bullets.
Miss.
High.
To the left. So it went almost all the way through, and then it stopped it right there. So didn't quite make it all the way through that block yet. We just quit with the phenolic because it was just blowing it up.
This is a 416 Remington Magnum. It is shooting a 400 grain bullet, 2,400 feet per second.
Woo! Let me go check. I'll put it back up.
I'm not going to say this thing kicks too hard. I'm just going to say it's rather unpleasant to pull the trigger. Hit it on the side?
Yeah, on the left side. It didn't make it all the way through. There you go. It didn't even get all the way through.
It just split it.
It just split it. It hit right down there. And then the impact, the bullet, well, oh, actually, it came through that cutout there, is what it did.
But that was the first strike here.
Yeah, and it didn't even get all the way through.
The Real Lobo bow that we make is a solid FR4 riser. The Eldorado, the Blackhawk also have FR4 caps and are extremely strong bows. Also, the Piranha Bushcrafter has a FR4 riser and is our survival bow. That's a spar. That's a 1/4 inch thick FR4, and that's what we put in our bows for 2 pieces to reinforce them. We are making bulletproof bows. Well, this test was a lot of fun and a little bit excessive. In reality, you're never going to put the amount of force on a bow that this 300 Winchester Magnum put on this FR4. And it's overbuilt for a reason. We want you to be able to rely on your bow and never question if it's going to break. If you take it backpacking and you're hunting elk and you have a perfect shot, we want you to be able to have confidence in the bow that you took with you. Thanks for watching, everybody.